Hello everyone, Brandy here with Falcon Healing Arts. I hope you're doing really well. In today's video, we're going to talk about one of my absolute favorite healing tools in Chinese medicine, which is heat therapy. If you followed me for a while, you know that I really love acupuncture and all the other Chinese medicine modalities, but using heat is often what gets people the quickest results. And what's really amazing is that you can use many of these tools at home. Moxibustion, infrared therapy, heat lamps, foot baths, even simple hot compresses. These ancient and modern forms of heat medicine can move qi, which is your vital energy, increase circulation, calm your nervous system, and support healing on a very, very deep level. Today I'm going to walk you through why in Chinese medicine we prefer heat over ice, the difference between near and far infrared, when it's appropriate to use heat and when it's best to avoid it, and how you can create your own healing heat ritual at home. I'll be showing you examples of what I do on my clients and what I do with myself. Let's get into it. In Chinese medicine, warmth isn't just comfort, it's medicine. Heat expands, it's open, it softens, and it moves qi and blood through the channels. Cold, on the other hand, does the opposite. It tightens, it slows down, it contracts, and it creates stagnation. And stagnation is the root cause of pain conditions, also digestive issues, menstrual cramps, fatigue, and even anxiety. So anytime we see a cold pattern, such as cold hands and feet, pain that feels better with warmth, sluggish digestion, low mood, and fatigue, heat therapy usually becomes a central part of the treatment. And that's because we're not just warming the skin, we are penetrating the body with heat. And this nourishes our yang energy. So with yin and yang is more heat, moving, active. Yin is more cold and stagnant. And when we nourish the yang energy, we're also increasing our vitality, our immune strength, and our inner digestive fire. Now we need to talk about the use of ice in Western medicine because I feel like I'm talking about this contrast between Chinese medicine and Western medicine all the time when new clients come into my practice. Ice absolutely has a place in healing, but it's especially useful in just the 24 to 48 hours after having an injury in that acute stage when there's swelling and the tissue becomes really hot. But for chronic pain and digestive issues, ongoing inflammation, and other chronic issues, ice can often make things much worse because, again, cold slows. So it slows the energy, it tightens the tissues, and it can freeze the healing process. And I know using cold is attractive because it does numb the pain sensation, but this is a very temporary feeling. And when you think about what cold does, if you just think about what happens to water when it freezes, we don't want the inner tissues to become frozen like ice. So most of the time when clients are using ice, what they really need is nourishment. They need movement. And heat increases circulation, relaxes the tissues, and speeds up tissue repair. Warmth also calms the nervous system, which ice cannot do. So in Chinese medicine, heat is almost always preferred over ice when we are outside of that acute 48-hour stage. So let's talk about all the different types of heat therapy. And we'll start with one of my favorites, which is specific to Chinese medicine, and it is called Moxibustion. Moxibustion, or Moxa for short, is the burning of the mugwort herb close to specific acupuncture points. And it's been used in Chinese medicine for thousands of years. There's many forms of moxa. I'll show all of them to you. So what I use the most is the moxa stick. So you peel off this outer layer of the paper and you light this little cigar inside and you use it just like incense. So you create an ember at the end by lighting it on fire, blowing it out. So you keep the ember warm and you warm it on specific points. Now this does create a lot of smoke, but I have never had an issue inhaling it. My clients have never complained about it. Some people outside of the room, not knowing what it is I'm doing, may complain about the smell. If you are concerned about it, there are smokeless options, but those smokeless Moxa sticks usually have other components that make it not so much of a clean burn. So I feel like this is the healthiest for us to burn and to breathe in. And this is actually what Moxa looks like on its own outside of the cigar stick. It's this little wool, this is how it's been processed, little wool bits. And you can make these into shapes. So the size of a rice grain, you can put this on a point, light it on fire to warm it. Sometimes we make bigger cones, which are often put on the belly button. When we light it, we usually use an incense stick to do that. And then specific to acupuncture, us acupuncturists will sometimes use these little cylinders that we can put on the end of a needle, just like so. You insert this into a point. Again, light it on fire, create an ember. We usually put something protective around it in case there's any ash that falls. And this is a wonderful way to bring the warmth deep into the body as it travels down the needle into the tissues. Now, it's not just the heat from lighting this herb that is therapeutic, but actually the herb itself has warming characteristics to it. So that is what makes Moxibustion so special. And when I'd like to use Moxibustion but feel that the smoke or the smell may be an issue in the space, I will use a Moxa salve instead. So this is a salve I actually made myself. It's mugwort in olive oil. I place that on the skin and then put the heat lamp over it. So we still have the herb that's being heated and penetrating into the skin. Moxibustion feels wonderful. Most clients absolutely love it. It's like sunshine sinking into the body. Now let's talk about infrared light, which is a very popular modern therapeutic technique. So there's red light therapy, which is in the visible range, and then there's infrared therapy, so near and far infrared, which is not visible to the eyes. So red light works on a very superficial level, so great for skin issues, wrinkles, acne, collagen production. And then as you go up in wavelength, that's when we're leaving the visible light range. So near infrared helps not only with the skin, but also with muscle relaxation. You're getting deeper into the tendons, so helping with arthritic conditions, inflammation, and wound healing. And then moving even further up in wavelength, we get into far infrared light, which goes even deeper into the muscles and joints, into the internal organs, and thereby helps with detoxification, metabolism, and chronic pain relief. And that's what I use here in the office. This is a far infrared lamp here behind me, this TDP lamp, which is very popular with us acupuncturists. Quite often I'm using it on the low back, on the abdomen, sometimes on the feet. It also relaxes the nervous system and helps the acupuncture to work better. And sometimes I'll just come in here and lay on my treatment table when I have a break and put the lamp on me, and it's a wonderful reset. Hot compresses are such an easy form of heat therapy. So everyone needs one of these little heat packs, something that's just the right size for the abdomen. If you have any digestive discomfort, if you have menstrual cramps, you could put this around the neck, the top of the shoulders, if you're having any discomfort there. Sinus pressure or even headaches, you could put it on the head. And of course, low back pain too. You can lay this across the back. So you simply heat this up in a microwave or on the stove. Heat applied to the belly is especially powerful because it relaxes the vagus nerve and supports healthy digestion. If you don't have one of these, you could put rice in a sock. It works just as well. You can even just use a warm washcloth, but that does tend to cool down fairly quickly. And last, I want to talk about warm foot baths. This is one of the most underrated healing practices in Chinese medicine. Soaking the feet in warm to hot water brings your energy down quickly. It's really nourishing to the kidney meridian, especially with the kidney 1 point being at the very bottom of the foot. And as you're bringing the energy down, you're calming the mind, relieving anxiety and any tension that has pooled in the upper body. To increase the benefits, you can add a warming essential oil to the water, or better yet, massage your feet with it first. Adding in magnesium salts will also help your muscles relax and support better sleep. So again, heat therapy works best whenever you have a cold type of pain that's very chronic, felt deep in the body. When you have tight muscles or stiff joints, when you have menstrual cramps or digestive issues, when you're experiencing fatigue, low mood, or sluggishness, if you have cold hands and feet, that's a really obvious sign. If your nervous system is feeling dysregulated, and especially now as we're recording this, we're at the end of fall, moving into winter, and this is when a lot of people are needing this deep, nourishing warmth. And this also translates into stronger immunity. If your body loves warmth, you most likely need more of it. So even though heat therapy is awesome, there are times when you want to avoid it. So again, with an acute injury, when the area is really hot and inflamed, heat may not feel as supportive. You definitely don't want to be using heat therapy if you're experiencing a fever, and you don't want to have heat over open wounds and really inflamed rashes. If you're unsure, always check with your health practitioner. So here is a simple heat ritual that you could be doing on yourself at home. Start with a warm compress, holding it on the abdomen for about 5 to 10 minutes. You can then soak your feet in a warm bath with essential oils or magnesium for 10 to 20 minutes, switching then to infrared therapy or Moxibustion on the low back or belly, and then hands over heart breathing to calm your nervous system. This practice supports better digestion, stronger immunity, better sleep, emotional regulation, and is especially wonderful in the colder months. I hope you enjoyed learning about heat therapy and have a plan to bring it into your life, into your healing rituals. I'm eager to hear how the warmth and the grounding effects that result support your holistic health. Definitely reach out to me. You're welcome to put a comment below if you need help figuring out which tool is most supportive for you. I would love to work with any of you in person. If you live in the San Francisco Bay Area, you can book a session with me in the description below. Warm wishes to you, friends. I look forward to connecting with you again soon.